Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exploring one of the most heart-touching and thought-provoking books ever written, When Bad Things Happen to Good People by Rabbi Harold Kushner. This book has changed the way millions of people view pain, suffering, and the hardships of life. It asks a question that many of us have struggled with. Why do terrible things happen to people who don't deserve them? In this video, I'll take you on a journey through the key themes, emotional stories, and life-changing lessons from the book. We'll talk about Kushner's personal story, the wisdom he shares, and how his perspective can bring healing and hope to anyone grappling with loss or hardship. This is a book about understanding, acceptance, and finding strength in the face of life's most difficult moments. So, let's get started. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified on future videos. Alright, let's dive right into it. The story behind this book is deeply personal. Rabbi Harold Kushner wrote it after the devastating loss of his son, Aaron. Aaron was diagnosed with a rare genetic condition called progeria, also known as rapid aging disease, when he was just 3 years old. Children with progeria age much faster than normal and rarely live beyond their early teens. Kushner and his wife knew that their son's life would be heartbreakingly short, and they had to face the unimaginable reality of losing him. Aaron passed away at the age of 14, leaving his family with a profound sense of grief and pain. In the wake of this loss, Rabbi Kushner struggled with one of life's most challenging questions. How could a loving God allow such suffering to happen to an innocent child? His search for answers and understanding led to the creation of this book, which has brought comfort to countless readers around the world. One of the central themes of the book is the question of why bad things happen. It's a question that many of us have asked at some point in our lives. Why do good, kind, and loving people suffer while others seem to live without hardship? Rabbi Kushner addresses this question directly and challenges some of the common explanations that people often turn to for comfort. For instance, there's the idea that everything happens for a reason, or that suffering is part of God's plan. Kushner argues that this perspective can actually cause more harm than good. If we believe that every tragedy is part of a divine plan, it can make God seem cruel and unloving. Instead, he offers a different perspective. Perhaps suffering is not caused by God, but is simply a part of the imperfect world we live in. This shift in thinking allows us to focus less on why suffering happens and more on how we can respond to it. One story in the book that illustrates this idea is about a woman named Julie. Julie experienced several miscarriages, each one more devastating than the last. Her friends and family tried to comfort her by saying things like, "It's all part of God's plan," or "Maybe this happened for a reason." But instead of feeling comforted, Julie felt abandoned and angry. She wondered what she had done to deserve such pain. Kushner explains that these well-meaning platitudes often do more harm than good. They imply that there's a purpose behind suffering when, in reality, it's often random and unexplainable. Julie's story highlights the importance of offering support and empathy, rather than trying to explain or justify someone's pain. Kushner reminds us that our role is not to make sense of suffering, but to be there for those who are hurting. One of the most profound ideas in the book is Kushner's reimagining of God's role in our lives. Many people struggle with the concept of an all-powerful God who allows terrible things to happen. If God is in control of everything, why doesn't he stop tragedies from occurring? Kushner suggests a different way of looking at it. Instead of seeing God as a micromanager of the universe, he encourages us to see him as a source of strength and comfort. Kushner writes that God does not cause our suffering, but he helps us endure it. This perspective shifts the focus from blaming God for our pain to relying on him for the strength to get through it. It's a comforting thought, especially for those who have felt abandoned or angry with God during times of hardship. Another moving story in the book is about Linda, a woman who was diagnosed with terminal cancer in her early 40s. Linda had always been a kind, generous person who volunteered in her community and cared deeply for her family. When she received her diagnosis, she couldn't help but ask, "Why me?" She had lived her life with integrity and compassion, and it didn't seem fair that she was facing such a devastating illness. Through his conversations with Linda, Kushner helped her see that her suffering was not a punishment or a result of something she had done wrong. Instead, he encouraged her to focus on the time she had left and the love she could share with her family. Linda's story is a powerful reminder that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Her courage and grace in the face of her illness are an inspiration to anyone dealing with hardship. One of the book's most important messages is the value of community and connection during times of suffering. Kushner shares the story of a man named Tom, who lost his wife in a car accident. Overwhelmed by grief, Tom withdrew from his friends and family, feeling like no one could truly understand what he was going through. But over time, he realized that isolating himself only deepened his pain. Kushner emphasizes that we are not meant to face life's challenges alone. Whether it's through friends, family, or a faith community, leaning on others can make all the difference. Even if they can't take away our pain, their presence and support can help us bear it. This idea is a cornerstone of the book. Love and connection are powerful tools for healing. Another key theme in the book is the idea of acceptance. Kushner acknowledges that acceptance is not easy and doesn't erase the pain of loss. But he argues that it is an essential part of healing. Acceptance is about acknowledging the reality of what has happened and finding a way to live with it. One particularly moving story is about a couple who lost their young daughter to a sudden illness. For years, they were consumed by grief and anger, unable to move forward. But eventually, they found a way to honor their daughter's memory by starting a foundation in her name. This act of love and generosity gave them a renewed sense of purpose and helped them begin to heal. Their story shows that while acceptance doesn't mean forgetting, it can open the door to finding meaning and hope. The lessons from When Bad Things Happen to Good People are both timeless and deeply relevant. Rabbi Kushner reminds us that suffering is not a punishment or part of a grand plan. It is often simply the result of living in an imperfect world. He encourages us to focus not on why bad things happen, but on how we can respond to them with love, compassion, and resilience. He also offers a reimagined view of God, not as someone who causes pain, but as a source of strength and comfort during our darkest moments. This shift in perspective can bring immense comfort to those struggling with loss or hardship. And finally, the book underscores the importance of community, acceptance, and finding purpose in the face of pain. Whether it's leaning on loved ones, helping others, or honoring the memory of those we've lost, these acts of connection and meaning can help us heal. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through When Bad Things Happen to Good People. This book is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of love and faith in overcoming life's challenges. If you've read the book, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What story or message resonated most with you? And if you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more discussions like this. Together, we can find strength and hope, even in the face of life's hardest moments. Until next time, take care and stay strong.
Please subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet, and don't forget to click the notification button. I hope you guys learned and enjoyed this video. Thank you, and have a great day.